Good evening. Today we'll talk about word structure and translation. How to consider the word form in translating Islamic text. You don't have to look up the dictionary for every single word you come across. You can guess the meaning because of the form. You look at the form and how the form is created. The word is composed of root and prefix and suffix. The base form is the root. The element that comes first is called prefix. And the final element in the word is called a suffix. So we have two types of morpheme, free and bound, like you studied in Introduction to Linguistics. Free morpheme is the base form. The bound morpheme is what we call an affix. So how to translate both types of morphemes? To translate the base forms, the word form may differ across languages. A word may correspond to more than one item. For example, the common word taxi, which is used in Arabic as سيارة أجرة, avalanche, انهيار جليدي, fishing. Can we say صيد here? Can we translate the word fishing as صيد only? Hello?
No, I don't think so.
What can we say here? How can we translate it? Yes?
Maybe
If we say side only, we have two types of side in Arabic.
side السمك and side الطيور.
Yes, you're right. Side al-asmak, fishing. And side al-barri أو side al-barri, طيور, حيوانات, hunting. So one word is not enough here. Fishing side should be side al-asmak. In Arabic, the word أعصر is translated as left-handed in English, two words, because they don't have one word for أعصر. The same applies to أعور, one-eyed, أحول, cross-eyed. What about fiqh? To translate fiqh, you can say jurisprudence. But jurisprudence is related to the science of legislation or laws. Fiqh in Islam or fiqh in Arabic is only related to what? To Islamic legislation. So we can say Islamic jurisprudence to make it different from the general term jurisprudence, right? Tafsir. What about tafsir? Do you know what the word tafsir is? Tafsir, explanation, interpretation. But if we use the word tafsir for the established discipline, Islamic discipline related to the Quran, we have to add interpretation of the Quran, right? Not just interpretation. Yeah, we need to add, yes, explanation of the Quran, interpretation of the Quran. Although morphology is concerned with word form, we still can get meanings out of the form. We can trace the close relationship between words sharing the same form. So we look at words which have the same form, and then we can guess the meaning that could be common among these forms. If we fail to find an equivalent word, we can resort to paraphrasing and decomposing the word constituents, the word components, based on the meanings of affixes. For example, a word like unreliable. To know the meaning of that word, you can decompose the many components included here. For example, unreliable,
Unreal.
unreliable. So
Not
you
trustworthy.
you need to know the base form first. What does mean? It means depend, right? Depend, يعتمد. Not able, ability, right? So altogether give what meaning in Arabic? Yes. لا يعتمد عليه أو لا يمكن الاعتماد عليه. The same can be done with all words that share the same affixes. Questionable, unquestionable, doable, undoable, right? But questionable here, question means question. Question means yes, سؤال. Able إمكانية لا يمكن السؤال يمكن السؤال عنه أو مشكوك فيه. unquestionable لا يمكن السؤال عنه أو غير مشكوك فيه. So English prefixes can give meaning and also suffixes. Prefixes like anti, which means against, antibody, antisemitism, semi like half, semi-final, semi-annual. What does semi-final mean?
نصف نهائي.
نصف نهائي. So semi-annual.
Semi-annual.
Yes.
شبه سنوي.
Semi-annual. Yes, نصف سنوي. Also, look at the word at the bottom of the screen, logi. If you find the word logi at the end of words like biology, psychology, we should think about similar meaning, like science of biology, science of, okay, علم الأحياء, biology, psychology, علم النفس, phonology, علم الصوت, الأصوات. So now we'll move to Arabic morphology. We have seen that we can make use of the form of affixes to get the meaning in English. Do you have the same in Arabic? In Arabic, we have got different sets of morphemes, of vowel morphemes. Here, we have got 6 or 5 words which are similar in form. They share the same root. نزل, نزل, أنزل, تنزل, أو تنزل, وتتنزل. Do you know the difference or the differences among these meanings? Are they the same? If I use نزل, is it like نزل or أنزل or تنزل or تنزل, or they are different? Yes?
In Arabic, it's different.
They are different, yes. So the first form is shorter, is the shortest, نزل, 3 letter, 3 consonants. The following is longer because it contains a double letter, نزل. The first one means to come down, right? نزل, or to get down, right? نزل, someone comes down, someone descended. نزل does it mean descended or someone came down? Hello?
لا لا.
It's related to, again, to the same root, but because of the doubled letter here, نزل, it gives different meaning. It means,
مفعول به.
no, it means to send something down. نزل, someone himself goes down, right? But نزل, someone sends something down, right? نزل الكتاب, for example. Send down the book, right? The third form, أنزل, is close to the second one because it's 4 letters. And the second one is also 4 letters, 4-letter form. They both give the same meaning. نزل, أنزل الكتاب. But they have slight differences. نزل is more emphatic, right? نزل is more emphatic.
maybe في الماضي.
Both are in the simple past form. Okay? نزل, أنزل. Not like أنزل. أنزل, this is present. That's your point. But أنزل is in the past form. Look at تتنزل and so تنزل and تتنزل. So the form here is increased. تنزل, one more letter increased. So it should give extra meaning. تنزل, it's an act of sending down, but it takes longer time to send down that object. We have in the Quran تنزل الملائكة, تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها. Angels are sent down during that night, the night of power. But it's just one night. It's not like تتنزل الملائكة and other verses of the Quran where angels are sent down to strengthen the faith of Muslims and of believers all the time. So the action of sending down or being sent down is the longest in the final form. So the longer the form, the more meaning we get. We start from نزلة, which is the shortest in the list we've presented, up to تتنزل, the longest, and you have got the longest period of time related with the final one. تتنزل, they are sent down more frequently than those sent down with the fifth form. Have you got the point, everyone?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you increase the form, you need to think about an extra a semantic element, an extra meaning. The longer the form, the more meaning we get. In Arabic, there are also some suffixes which have no English equivalents and should be paraphrased to transfer the meaning. For example, we use alif, sin, ta to start some verbs like istaghfara or some words, istighfar. Istaghfara is different from ghafara. Istaghfara is to ask for forgiveness. Ask Allah for forgiveness. Istaktaba, what does istaktaba mean? What does istaktaba mean?
I think he do something.
Pardon? Yes. To ask someone to write. Istaktaba. To ask someone to write. What about khadama and istakhdama? For example, Muhammad khadama Ali. Muhammadun istakhdama Ali. How can you translate both sentences? Muhammadun khadama Ali.
Muhammad helps Ali.
Yes, helped or served Ali. طب محمد استخدم علي.
Use.
Can you say Muhammad used Ali? It means he asked for the service of Ali. Asked for his service. It means he hired Ali, right? Muhammad hired Ali. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at the different forms on the screen. كاذب, كذاب. What's the difference between كاذب and كذاب?
I think Kadib is liar right now.
Liar, a liar, yes. What about كذاب?
He keep on lying. Like
Keeps on lying. Yes, so
yes,
كذاب is longer in form than كاذب, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it should also give extra meaning. It's not just to say someone كاذب, a liar, and someone كذاب, a liar. They both share the same meaning. They share the same root, but with different meaning. The first form is the simplest. The original meaning, كاذب, liar, the one who doesn't tell the truth. But the one who doesn't tell the truth, if he keeps on not telling the truth, now we need to think about another word to describe this action precisely. So the one who tells lies whenever he speaks, the one who tells lies every time he speaks is called كذاب. So look at this example. Choose the most appropriate translation. إن الرجل لا يكذب إن الرجل لا يكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا, not كاذبا. This is in the hadith. If someone tells a lie and they repent, it's okay. But someone keeps telling false statements, keeps telling lies all the time. Whenever he says something, he is a liar. It's called كذاب. So which one is correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Did you get the answer?
Maybe 1 and 4.
1 and 4. First one, a person tells a lie until he is recorded as a liar. Fourth, a person tells a lie until he becomes a liar. But this is related to the first form, كاذب.
Yeah.
But what about كذاب? كذاب, the one who's
Maybe
telling the lies all the time.
two.
Two, if we say a person may keep on telling lies until he's recorded as a liar, again, they give the same sense as 1 and 4. The only accurate answer here, the most appropriate answer here is 3, because here we put extra meaning next to liar. We make we made the word كذاب stronger than just كاذب, right? A habitual liar, or someone who lies frequently, who lies all the time, who lie. Okay, you need to give extra meaning to describe what كذاب is, not just simple liar. No, he is a big liar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Look now at the difference between صادق and صديق. The word صادق, which could be for honest, someone honest is called صادق, or someone honest could be truthful. But what about صديق? Is it close in meaning or not?
More stronger than Spark.
Yeah, stronger than صادق.
Say,
The
be
one,
honest. Let's see.
what did he say?
We can say very honest.
Very honest. Good. Very honest. So it's extra meaning now. So we can think about how to give the meaning for the form, the different form. We said longer form gives longer meaning. غافر, غفور, غفار, they are all divine names. They are mentioned in the Quran. But do they give the same meaning? It's from the word forgive, the base form forgive. غفر. But غافر give something which differs from غفور, and also غفار differs from the remaining two. So which one is stronger in meaning? Hello?
Maybe these are another all
Uh,
the same.
they are all the same, but if they are all the same in Arabic, why they are mentioned? Why are they mentioned in the Quran? Why God has 3 names: غافر, غفور, غفار? One could be enough. Every single letter should be accounted for in the Quran. You need to think about the different shades of meaning for every variation of the form. غافر, like كاتب, كتب, كاتب, write, writer. We put an ER, a doer of the action. غافر. We also put ER to make a superlative, to make a comparative form, for example, big, bigger, right? But here we are talking about verbs, not adjectives. Have you got the point? You can use ER after the adjective to make it a comparative form, like he is bigger, he is taller, he is shorter, but we can use er after the verb, right? Writer, right? Have you got the point?
Yes.
So here we can put the same er after forgive, forgive, forgiver, the forgiver, right? Because we are attaching it to a verb. Forgive, forgiver.
Yes.
غفور, غفور is stronger than غافر. It's called intensive form أو amplifying form, intensifying form in Arabic, صيغ المبالغة. The second and third belong to the amplifying form, صيغ المبالغة in Arabic. So غفور is or refers to the strength, the intensity of forgiveness. And also غفار refers to the intensity of forgiveness. But the difference between غفور and غفار, the different forms of غفور and غفار, should also be considered in translation. غفور, فعول, all words that have the same or that share the same form could share similar meanings. If you say, for example, أكل, أكول, or أكل, أكال, they differ. If someone is أكول, he eats a lot in one meal. Okay, he has one meal a day, but he eats everything that another one has in several meals. So Akal, he has several meals a day. He eats as much as Akul eats in one meal, but frequently, repeatedly. So Akal, he has several meals a day. Akul, he has one meal a day, but eats a lot. Have you got the point?
Yes.
So
And like in Ghafoor, and in this position.
yes, Ghafoor. So Ghafoor, it refers to the big size of the action. The big size. However big your sin is, Allah forgives. Ghaffar refers to the repetition of the action.
Yes.
Whenever you make sins, Allah forgives. If you do sins repeatedly, if you do sins again and again, Allah forgives. Allah forgives. So to translate Ghafoor, He is the all forgiving. The all forgiving. Ghaffar, the oft forgiving, from often. The oft forgiving. The one who forgives repeatedly. Even if you do the same sin, Allah forgives. This is Ghaffar. But if you do a big sin that you consider big, huge sin, Allah forgives. He is Ghafoor. Have you got the point? Hello?
Yes. For me, yes.
Everyone? Yes. Okay, so we will consider the variation of forms in translation. We'll have, we will go through the different Arabic affixes. We have got a list of Arabic affixes here where we can use the same technique which we have already used with غفور, غافر, غفار, or with كاذب, كذاب. This technique can be followed in Arabic to translate affixes that have no English equivalent, to paraphrase the meaning, to compensate for the meaning, to give extra meaning. Longer form gives longer meaning. We'll talk about how to translate صيغ التصغير, the diminutive form, صيغ المبالغة, intensifying forms or amplifying forms, اسم المرة, the noun of an instance, اسم الهيئة, the noun of manner, اسم الآلة, the noun of an instrument, اسم المكان, the noun of place, اسم الزمان, the noun of time, forms of تفاعل, and also forms that contain ألف سين تاء, and the possible affixes that can make changes to Arabic words semantically. So next time we'll talk about these forms. Thank you for now and see you later.